morning, Chicago Cubs fans, and we are back with another edition of Cubs Daily. My name is Steve Ryan, presented by Fan Arch. The Cubs dropped the series finale to the Braves last night, 5-1. The game got away from the Cubs in the back half. It was not to the fault of young Cade Horton, who went 5 hitless innings for this team. Unfortunately, he's hitting that magical pitch threshold that we've been discussing all season long here. We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about the offense continuing to struggle some more. And then we will give you a little preview to the National Series. All right, the Cubs are going to have the day off today. And then for tomorrow's video, ladies and gentlemen, I got a special little treat for all of you. So let's get right into it, right? Cubs lose 5-1. They were up 1-0 for most of the game, until the literal 7th inning or so. That's when it got away from them. Here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. When you play the Ben Brown game for a little too long, this is exactly what is going to happen. I have no idea why he was in the game. I think we all know his limitations. And, it's not that he can't get out of it or do any of that. He just hasn't shown it yet. And, unfortunately, we can't be handing out losses or handing wins to other teams, even if they're the Braves and they're not in the playoff picture. It's just not a good look for this franchise. And so again, the team just continued to struggle all night long. 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. They were even rallying there in the bottom half of the 9th, but what else can we say? Cade Horton, 5 hitless innings, kind of got near that threshold. Then Ben Brown came in. He was able to go through the 6th inning. And then the 7th inning is when the first 2 runners got on. They subbed him out for Drew Pomeranz, and Ha-Seong Kim took advantage of the first pitch he saw from the lefty and put it in the left field bleachers. And, the Braves, although their record, they're 63-77, they're a good enough team to beat you on any given day. They have quality enough players, and, although Bryce Elder's having a down year, he's one of their better pitchers, so the Cubs did not catch a favorable matchup. But either way, the rookie, Cade Horton, continuing to do his thing, having one of the best starts post-second half, or post-All-Star game since 2000. He's got the second lowest ERA behind 2015 Jake Arrieta, an absolutely incredible performance on his end. So again, this is where it falls on the offense, right? The offense, 1 for 7 is just not going to get it done. I don't think they made a lot of solid contact. Obviously, the Kyle Tucker injury does play a benefactor because, again, this, you could sit there and talk to me all about the main numbers you want. The presence of Kyle Tucker in this lineup does play a role. This lineup goes way down in quality when Kyle Tucker is sitting out, healthy or not. I know we won a few games when he didn't play, but that could have been more luck than anything. Your lineup is better with Kyle Tucker in it, and there's no doubt about that. So hopefully, with the day off tonight, or day off yesterday, and the day off today, he can, hopefully get recuperated. We're facing the Nationals this weekend. They're not the greatest team on paper, but they got a lot of young talent, and you got to, keep an eye out for them. But let's talk about a positive glimpse from this game, right? And that is Cade Horton. He just continues to be incredible. Again, going 5 innings for this team, 6 strikeouts. He did allow a walk, but either way, I can't ask for much more from the Rook, right? Obviously, his first few starts, he got hit a little bit. And, if you want to really break down the film, his first start, he gave up a few runs, but it was really one swing. It was a home run. Otherwise, he did pretty well. And again, this second half, since the All-Star game, he's been lights out. He's been our second best pitcher. Matthew Boyd has begun to fall off. Him and Shota are the 1-2 for me in this rotation as it sits. And when Justin Steele comes back next year, he'll make a fantastic 2 or 3 as well. So Cade Horton, continue to do you, my man. We will not see him in this series with the Nationals. We'll probably see him in the next series. But either way, what he has been doing for this team has been unbelievable so far in the second half. And much needed, right? Because this team's big issue in my opinion, the one that I thought they should have addressed at the deadline, but now looking back on it, I don't think it's necessarily available, was, hey, frontline starting pitching, right? Like, I know we're talking about the likes of Mackenzie Gore. I know he's having a rough season. Edward Cabrera, Sandy Alcantara. Some of those are the names that we've been talking about. I know they want to talk about Mitch Keller, et cetera, et cetera. He doesn't scream number one to me, but what Cade Horton has, provided in lieu of the Cubs making that move is everything the Cubs needed and wanted, right? He's not our bona fide number one ace right now, but these glimpses show us that he can become that, and that is the very exciting part about this team, right? We're gonna have I'm gonna give you a tease to tomorrow's video. It's gonna be a little off-season preview, okay? And there's gonna be a lot of enticing options. Don't be surprised if the Cubs kind of remain pat, because they're going to expect to see some developmental growth, right, from Matt Shaw. Could he replace some production, that's lost, et cetera, et cetera. Pete Crow Armstrong, how does he handle the next year going after a crazy outbreak season? There's a lot of questions that need to be answered, and of course, you know where to find them. They're all right here on Cubs Daily. We're going to discuss all those angles. Again, continue to share your thoughts, your questions. You could be featured in a video. So, Cade Horton continuing to do what this team needed to do, and so that's all I can ask for, right? That's all I can ask for from the Rook. So hopefully he continues to show these great flashes of being a potential number one pitcher. So tomorrow we begin a 3-game set with the Washington Nationals. Okay, this Nationals are well below 500. They're not having the strongest season. Again, their expectations were not that high to enter the season, but they do have good young talent. Now, will that good young talent always show? That's baseball, right? Young talent just generally hasn't developed the consistency that's needed to be a threat all the time. So, we might catch the Nationals on a bad weekend. They just got done sweeping the Marlins. They could be coming in hot. There's a lot of different things. This Cubs team can't take them lightly, okay? They need to go out there and continue to play their brand of baseball, especially if Kyle Tucker is not going to be in these games. It was calf strain tightness. It was calf tightness, essentially, and so I'm not sure how long he's going to be out for. I'm not sure if he's going to be an IL stint. There's a lot of questions that involve Kyle Tucker in this situation, and, I'm okay with letting him rest. If it means rest for this series, by all means, let them do it. I mean, we're 10 up on the Reds, and they're the last threat for a wild card, so we would need an epic collapse. Not that it can't happen. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think we're going to find ourselves in the playoffs, and we just need to be getting healthy for that potential matchup, right? So that's going to be the question here. The probables we're going to see this weekend, there's no particular order. I don't think the Cubs have announced their starter yet for tomorrow's game. I know we're going to probably see our man Colin Ray. We're going to probably see Matthew Boyd. And who else do we see? Maybe Javier Assad. Javier Assad will be due up in this series as well. So hopefully we can go out and get a series win. Ideally, we sweep them. We take care of business. But sitting 6 back of the Milwaukee Brewers, there's obviously work to do on that front. But the magic number to clinch, I believe, is down to 13. So keep on racking up those wins, and we'll get that magic number down in no time. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for today's edition of Cubs Daily. I hope you all have a fantastic Thursday off day, and we'll see you guys tomorrow in the next one.